So what's going on, guys, and welcome back to episode number 89 of our Portsmouth career mode, and we are going to be kicking off this episode with a new season. As you see from the bottom right of your screen, we do have three new signings. Cristoforo, Sterling and Denaya have all joined the club on pre-contract deals, and we have got a few games in this episode which will be up against Spain with our current national team, which is in fact Holland. So we're going to have a look at the emails as well. So I want us to reach the quarter-final of the Champions Cup, which will be quite a bit of a big deal. We've got Shirenzi's deal has expired. He's gone back to Empoli, but we want to bring him back in because I thought he was a really good player. Also, as you see there, Cristoforo's joined the club. A player has left the club, and so Field's gone to someone else. He's gone to York City. Sterling's come into the club, as does Denaya. We've got an update from France, the European International Cup. Nothing much saying there, nothing much. And the league objective, they want us to qualify for the Euro League, which I think that's fair enough. And we get given 38 million euros. That's quite a big, hefty budget we've been given. So hopefully we can bring in a few good players for that. And the domestic cup, they want us to reach around a 16. So I'm pretty pleased with everything they've been given us. So let's see how we get on in our first game of the episode, which will be against Spain in a massive game. I think this is actually the World Cup. So having a look at our squad here, we're going to have to change up a little bit because a few of our players are not fully fit. Actually, they're De Guzman, De Vrij, Van Dijk. So we can see what team we can put together. So Martins Indy can play instead of De Vrij. Van Dijk can come off the pitch and we can play with St. Just. Robin's quite tired, so we're going to play with Botius. Wijnaldum can play instead of De Guzman. Promes would be alright, and Emnes would be okay for the moment. Bergwijn we will take off, and we can put El Ghazi on. And also De Jong can come on instead of Van Dijk. So let's see how we get on in this game. And we do know if we win this, we'll be into the semi-final of the World Cup. It's going to be a really difficult game up against the reigning champions. No, they're not. It's not the reigning champions. It's Germany, the reigning champions, but two-time World Cup winners, Spain. So a really, really bad start for us. Just 3 minutes into the game, Van der Veel's gone down with an injury and he stayed down. So we've got to make a substitution really early on. And to be honest, who do we bring on? Do we put Martins Indy? Can he play at right back? No, he can't. Can St. Just play at right back? So we can either put El Ghazi at right back, or we can try and change our formation and go three at the back. So I think that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to go three at the back. It's a big risk. Let's see what we can try and put together. So we've decided to do this. We're going three at the back with Willems, Martins Indy and St. Just. We're going to bring El Ghazi on for the injured Van der Veil, and he can play at right wing. We're going to play with Daley Blind, Wijnaldum, Botius, and then at top we're going to have Promes, Emnes and Depay. So we've got a strong front line, but the problem is it's going to be difficult defending. Quincy Promes squeezing the ball through to Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum cutting back inside. He's going to go for a goal from range. He goes for the strike. And Sergio Ramos with a good block on the shot. But we may have a chance here as a player is on the edge of the box all on his own. We squeeze it out to him. It is Wijnaldum. He goes for a strike from range. And once again, the Spain defenders doing their job really well. Have a Spain with a really good chance through Manquillo. Manquillo whipping the ball to the far post. And we've scored an own goal. I don't know how Willems has managed to put the ball into his own net from there by chesting it as well. I tried to pretty much place the ball out wide for a corner. He tries to chest it for some reason. It goes high up in the air. He can't get back in time to clear the ball as the ball already crosses the line by the time he clears it. And it's actually Martins Indy. So we find ourselves 1-0 down already. We squeeze the ball through to Memphis Depay. Depay through to Promes. Promes squeezing it through to Emnes. Emnes is actually far out than I thought, but Ronaldo chops inside, it falls back to him, and Emnes on the slide has put the ball wide of the post. So the Swansea forward there, I thought, had a little bit more time than he actually did. And in theory, he could have just stayed on his feet instead of trying to slide in, and it would have been a simple finish for him. A good chance for Spain. They play the ball out wide to Gaia, and Gaia scored a fantastic goal. And if we wanted to get ourselves back in the game, we had to try and score in the early stage of the half. And Spain go ahead and double their lead. We failed to get the ball clear. I was trying to be too clever and playing out from the back. And what about that for a goal from Gaia as he puts the ball past Silerson into the back of the net. And I think that is pretty much our fate. It looks like we are going to be going out of the World Cup. Win the ball back through with Emnes here. Emnes is waiting for the run. We squeeze it through to Promise. Promise has got to score this, and he does. It's a wonderful goal for him. He puts it straight into the top-hand corner, and that's given us a slight chance of maybe getting ourselves back in the game. Emnes waiting for the run from Promise, squeezing it through to him, and that is a lovely finish right into the top-hand corner. And maybe, do we go ahead and try and sign him with Portsmouth? He could be a really good player if we could bring him in. We'll have to think about it. Another really good chance as Promise has cut through the back line. He goes for goal. And Promise has hit the crossbar. Just as I thought, Promise might have just got ourselves back in the game. A slight bit of fortune for the Spanish international team there, as his shot goes ricocheting off the bar and it goes high up in the air, and Spain are now sitting deep, and it looks like Spain will be able to hold on for the remaining 3 minutes, not unless we can create a moment of magic. But Emnes on the ball here, Emnes losing it, but we've still got it through Daley Blind. Daley Blind back to Wijnaldum, Wijnaldum through to Memphis, Memphis out wide to Promise. Promise is the only player that looks like could do anything in the game, tries to fake shot past his man Manquillo, and we've got one last chance here if we can keep the ball in play, which we don't do. But with just a final minute of the game, we are going to bring on Robben for Emnes, and we're going to take Depay off, and we're going to bring on De Guzman, and let's see if they can even get a touch on the ball. I doubt it, but let's see. So with just 1 minute remaining, this is going to be our last attack. We've got to get the ball and hoof it straight in the box, otherwise the referee's going to blow the final whistle. So it's our last chance here as Wijnaldum trying to squeeze it ball through to Robben. The referee blows the final whistle, and that is it. We are out of the competition. My man of the match does go to Promise. I did think he played very well, scored a fantastic goal, and also hit the crossbar. But I think it just wasn't, it didn't go our way, really. Right from the very first minute, we got an injury, and we're out of the European Championship, which I think they referred to the World Cup. I'm not sure, but it's very disappointing. So we now get some transfer offers. One for Yannick Bocker to go to Wolfsburg, and we're just going to reject all offers because there's no way we are going to let this guy go. And we also get one for Ruben Loftus-Cheek from Burnley, and he's another player that we're not interested in letting go because he will be a backup player to Cristoforo. So I will be showing you the new players that have come into the club after we do a little bit more player training. We've got Martinez on 2 drills, Bocker on 2 drills, and Shiplock on 1. So maybe one of them can start hitting the 80 rating soon as well. But having a look at our squad now, it looks so very promising. As you see there, we've got Coman, Martinez, Bakali. We've got the same lineup as before, but then on the bench now, we've got obviously Hachin Mastor still fit now. We've got, here we go, we've got Jason Denier, 85 rating. He looks such a good centre-back, only 25 years of age. He's 6 foot. He looks really good. He's got really good head and actually hopefully score a few goals as well. Got good sprint speed, good strength, so he looks very promising. We've also got Raheem Sterling here, who's a left midfielder. Look very good. 88 rating. He's our highest rated player now. Got really good ball control. He can play striker, left mid and right mid, and I'm really looking forward to using him. And let's look for Cristoforo. I should be down the bottom, but I don't know where he is. So maybe he's been put into the side. Mastor, Bailey, Bergwijn, Pedrosa. Is he in here? No. So where's Cristoforo? I'm sure I got an email saying Cristoforo had come into the club. Yeah. Then we've got Cristoforo's completed, has arrived and ready to go. So where is he? Where is Cristoforo? Surely this can't be a glitch, and you're telling me he's not here. So we're going to go into our... Let's go into... I don't know what to do. Squad report. Let's see if we can find Cristoforo. So, Cristoforo. So this is all of our players here. Boscagli, Klosterman. So we've got Denoyas who's just come in. We've got Inyaga Sterling who's just come in. And Cristoforo is not there. So where is he? Where's Cristoforo gone? Surely you're not going to be doing this to me, guys. So Cristoforo, let's see if I can spell his name right. Is it like this? Cristoforo? No. So how do you spell his name? Is it without a H? So just like this? There he is, Sebastian Cristoforo. So where is he? It says he's at Bayern Munich. But we signed him. And it says he recently arrived from Roma for free. But how can that be possible if we signed him for free? You've got to be kidding me, EA. He's an 88 rated player. I would have loved him in our squad. How can this be true? Oh my god, this is so frustrating. How can he go to Bayern Munich and not us? That's just really frustrating. So considering we didn't get Sebastian Cristoforo, I found this guy here. Julian Madri looks very good. He's currently 21 years of age. He's only 79 rated, but only 21 years of age. So he does look very good. So we are going to go ahead and put in a bid of 15 million euros for him. And let's see if he will accept it. Or maybe we can go ahead and offload a player. Joe Gomez, we'll see if we can offload, because we will be looking for a new left back as well, because we desperately need one. And we've also found a new left back. So Shirinzi is a good player, but they've indicated they want 19 million for him. And unfortunately, I'm not prepared to pay 19 million. But there's another one here called Larabi from Metz. He also looks very good. And maybe we could go ahead and put in a maybe like 12 million bid for him, or 13 million bid. And let's see if they will accept that for the young left back. So we've got a transfer offer for Jordi Amat for 8 million to go to Newcastle, and if they do up it to 10 million, we will happily let this guy go, because we're not really looking at keeping him, because he hasn't really been that good since we come in. But also, Mets have accepted their 13 million bid for their 77 rated left back, so we will be looking to bring this guy into the club, because he does look very decent, and he will become a first team left back as well, because our left backs haven't been good throughout the whole series, to be honest. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the first game, which we're not actually going to play, but we're going to sim it. We're going to change our squad up a bit and put our strongest possible line out and see how we get on. So we are going to go ahead and sim the first one. So Denaya will be playing at the heart of defence along with Boca, Sterling and Bakali up top. So in theory we should win it. Of course we do. Coman and Boca, the normal goal scorers for us, picking up the goals. And we pick up all 3 points. So the best possible start for the tournament there, as we pick up all 3 points. But also some good news there, as they have accepted a £15 million bid, euro bid for Julian Madri. So this could be a big deal for us. We are going to go ahead and offer him a 60,000 a week contract, as he does look very promising, and we will give him an important first team player, even though he won't be, but he will be challenging Ruben Loftus-Cheek for a starting lineup place. So Newcastle have come back to us and said they will give us 9.5 million for Jordi Amat, and we are happily enough to let him go. So we will let Jordi Amat go, and we will be looking for a new centre-back to step into his place. We've also got a few more transfers here. We've got one for Ricardo Alves to go to Stoke, which is not that keen on letting him go, but if they go ahead and give us a big amount of money, we will let him go. And also, they want Hachin Mastor. And I'm sorry, guys, unless you pay a stupid amount of money, we are never going to let Hachin Mastor leave this club. So we've now got the next game of the episode, which is going to be against Besiktas, who currently beat Malaga 3-0. And we're just 1 minute in, we find ourselves 1-0 down, and we thankfully at least managed to get a point, as Boca scored a late goal for us just 4 minutes away from the final whistle. So it's going to prove a very crucial game. In the next game, we've got to beat Malaga, unless Besiktas beat Borussia Mönchengladbach. So it's going to be a bit difficult game, but I do believe we have got a good enough squad to go ahead and beat Malaga. We've got some player training once again, but I don't think anyone's going to go up from the player training, which they don't. But still, Martinez getting an A and a B, so he's itching so very close now to an 80 rating, which could be really good for us if he hits it. We now get a transfer for Lucas Klosterman to go to Nancy, and we don't want to let him go because he is a decent backup right back. We've also got the contract offer accepted for Larabi, we got it accepted for Madri, and also they're saying that they've received another 15 million bid for Madri. So we will be accepting Madri into the club, and that means we will have 23 million left. But the problem is, if we accept Larabi into the club, we're only going to have 10 million euros left, and we're still looking for maybe a new goalkeeper and a new striker. So I don't know what to do. Do we go ahead and bring in a left back that looks very decent, or do we go for a cheaper left back, or just stay with Joe Gomez? I'm not sure. We'll have to think about it. So now we've got a transfer for Ben Pedrosa to go to Middlesbrough, and that's quite a bit of money, to be honest, for a young player. So go ahead and up it to 8.5 million, and then of course if they do go ahead and say they will do that, then we will let him go. Also, that's a big deal there. They're saying they will give us 20 million for Ricardo Alves, which is currently 8 million over his valuation, but I'm not actually that keen on letting him go. A player has been sold and he has gone to Newcastle for 8 million, and Gel Buyos has had a transfer. I don't even know who he is, and I think that should be it. So we're now going to move into the next game, which will be against QPR. Say they will give us 33.5 million for Hachin Mastor, but not anymore. And we're just going to reject all bids because we're just not going to let him go, because I do really enjoy playing with him. And we're just going to reject that from Stoke as well, because everyone wants Ricardo Alves because he's unhappy at the club, but I don't want to let him go. I'm still happy with him at the club. But now we're going to move into the final game of the episode, or the final game that we're going to sim, which is going to be up against Malaga. They lost 3-1 against Besiktas, so they should, in theory, lose this one against us as well, and of course they do. Hernandez and Kingsley Coman picking up the goals for us as we end up winning the game 2-0. And also, Middlesbrough have come back to us and said they will give us 8.5 million for Ben Pedrosa. So Ben Pedrosa is going to be leaving the club, and that means now we've got to look for yet another player. So the problem is, we might be selling a lot of players, but the problem is, we're having to try and bring some in, and a lot of the players we're inquiring about are mega expensive. And also, Arsenal come back to us and say they give us 24.5 million for Alves, which is a massive amount of money. And I'm actually contemplating whether to let him go, because 24.5 million is a hell of a lot of money for a player for his quality. To be honest, he is good, but for 24.5 million, I don't think he's that good. So now we've got the next game in the European International Cup, which is going to be away from home. Well, it's not away from home anyway, but it's going to be up against Lazio anyway. And we end up taking the lead through Hachi Mastor, and we go out of the competition. We lose 5-4 on penalties. Really frustrating for us there, as that means we're not going to be given the extra money that we desperately need. So we're going to go have some more player training here. And to be honest, it's taken a long time for any one of these players to go up. Well, as soon as I say that, Yannick Boca goes ahead and hits the 83 rating. So as you see here, we get given 7 million for Ben Pedrosa. We get given 3.5 million for the cup, and they're saying that they still have confidence that we can meet the season's expectations, even though we didn't do that well in the competition. And Klosterman's saying maybe he wants to get a little bit more game time at the club this season, which is fair enough. West Ham also say they won't accept the bid for St. Just. I just put a stupid bid in for him, hoping they would accept, but obviously they didn't. And now we've got a few more things coming here. Bayern Munich reject the bid for Kurt Zouma. They reject it for Mark Bartra. They reject it for Diego Reyes. They won't let Jonathan Targo. They won't let Jorge Merry go unless we offer 9 million, which is not that bad. Arsenal say they don't believe he's worth that much. So I think actually 9 million for Jorge Merry is not that bad a deal. He's 77 rated. We'll go ahead and offer 8 million, which is currently his valuation. And let's see if that will convince him to come into Portsmouth. So we've also got a bid now for Zakaria Bakali to go to Lorient. They currently offered that much money. We'll go ahead and pretty much offer 53 million counter offer. I don't believe for 1 minute they will go ahead and let him go for that one. St. Kyan say they want 9 million for Vranzik, which he does look a good player, but I'm not sure whether I want to pay 9 million for him. He does look very good, 21 years of age, only 75 rated. Newcastle say they want 90 million for Chancellor Mbemba, which just isn't going to happen. And Hertha Berlin won't let John Anthony Brooks go. So we're still looking for a centre-back, and now we also need to look for a left winger to step into the place of Ben Pedrosa. So now we get another transfer for Zakaria Bakali, this time from Stade Rennais. Actually 38 million, which is a hell of a lot of money for Zakaria Bakali. And to be honest, if they go ahead and give us like 60 million euros, we will let him go. Also, Barcelona do accept an 8 million bid for Jorge Merry, and we will bring him into the club. I do think he could be a good backup centre-back as well, or maybe even challenge Lucas Hernandez for a first-team spot as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing how we're going to get on this season, because I think we've got a very good squad as well. St. Kyan do in fact accept a 7 million bid as well for Vranzik. I don't know which one we prefer, whether we prefer Jorge Merry or Vranzik. I think Jorge Merry's a better rating, but I'm not sure. Lorient say they will go up to 34 million for Bakali, but obviously that is nowhere near what we want. So we also get a transfer for Pablo Iñiguez now to go to Hull. We're not actually that keen on keeping him, but he has been alright. We brought him in, I think, in our first season. Stade Rennais, so they give us 48 million for Bakali, which is a hell of a lot of money, which is actually 18 million over his valuation. So I don't know whether we should accept that. Jorge Merry does come back to us and said he will accept a contract offer. So I think he will be a centre-back that we will accept into the club. And what about this, guys? Stade Rennais have come back to us and said they are going to go ahead and match the 58.5 million euro bid for Zakaria Bakali. So he's going to be on his way out of the club, which means we're going to have nearly over 100 million now to strengthen up our squad, and we're going to have to look for a new right winger that can replace him. But I could not turn it down. 58 million is a humongous amount of money and we had to accept it. So I am looking forward now to looking for a new player to come into the club. But that is in fact going to be it for this episode of Career Mode. If you did enjoy it, please make sure to hit the like button down below as it is going to be hugely appreciated. And don't forget, if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with all my latest videos and Career Mode. Thank you. Bye bye.